Although I feel like setting up live on YouTube always takes forever. Like it says we're live, but like it's still loading on my screen. Aha. Okay, I think we did it. I'm gonna let the team know we're live because Bryn just asked if we were live.
Okay.
Okay, so hello. It's so funny. I was doing a live on YouTube last week and I just started going live on YouTube. And so I was like, hello, like my normal traditional, I was like Facebook world. And I was like, this is
Yeah.
not Facebook because that's just like it's so ingrained in my DNA.
Mhm.
But hello, YouTube world. I'm so excited to be here today with my main squeeze, Amanda. We're gonna share her story. We're gonna just chit chat, have a conversation about how high ticket has really changed both our lives at this point. And oh, you're wearing your 444. I'm wearing my 777.
Always.
I wear my 444 sometimes too. Anyway, see, we're so alike. We're so alike. But I'm so excited to be here. We haven't gone live together. I don't know. I don't think all year.
I'm pretty sure it's been over a year.
Yeah, because I lost my accounts and then you lost your accounts, but you got yours back, but then I haven't had mine.
Yeah.
And I just never did. I haven't done any on TikTok yet. So it's been a long time since we've been live together. So I'm so excited to be here. But if this is the first time that you are finding one of my videos, my name is Jess Cardinal. So I'm an online coach, I'm an online marketer. I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I have been doing online high ticket sales full time for about 4 years now, which is absolutely freaking crazy that it's been that long. I was telling someone that the other day. I was like, oh, yeah, I've been doing it for 4 years. I'm like, that makes me feel old. Like, I feel like I've been here forever.
Does it?
Um,
Oh, that's crazy.
it is so crazy. But in that time, I have retired myself from social work. I retired my husband from social work. I moved us across the country. I built a $70 million organization and we're doing multiple millions every single month. I've been able to help, I don't even know at this point, like over 300 people quit their jobs. I've been able to help, that many people make six and multiple six figures. And Amanda has been here with me since like almost the beginning of what felt like my beginning days, like when I felt like a baby still. So, that's just a little bit about me. If you guys are here, I can't see the comments, which is what's so annoying, but there they are. Drop some hearts, drop some comments, let us know that you are live or if you're watching the replay, and I will go ahead and pass it over to Amanda to introduce herself and then we'll get into it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. So like Jess said, my name is Amanda. I am a 6A coach here within the organization. I've been here for like a little over a year and a half, I believe, right now. I don't know. Yeah, it's so crazy. And I'm not going to dive like too deep into my story just yet, but I really found like high ticket at a time when it was like everything was changing, all the things were happening. It was really like a pivotal moment in my life, and like this has just absolutely changed everything for me. Finding Jess, finding Tara, finding Babs has been the most incredible thing I've ever done in my life. Like I'm so thankful for all of it. But yeah, I'm 33 years old. I don't have any kids. I'm like from Kentucky. I have a lot of dogs, but so I
Oh
feel
my
like
God.
so many dogs. I have seven, you guys. But so I feel like I'm kind of like maybe out of the norm just a little bit in the sense that, like I don't have kids. Um, but
Sometimes,
that kind of just goes to show that this business is really for anybody too.
yeah. Sometimes I'm jealous that you don't have kids. I'm like, man, I wish I could just lay in bed right now. No
Yeah.
mom. I just got done with fall break, so it's been
Yeah.
like I'm like mommed out from this last week, hardcore.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Um, but no, I love that, and you've grown and changed so much. So why don't we take it back, like when we first got started? Because you're actually one of the few calls that I do remember, like helping get started. Because I don't, you guys, I have a terrible memory. Like sometimes I fear that I have Alzheimer's already. And I don't remember a lot. Tara will be like, "Oh, you remember this call that we did? Like, my first month in." I was like, "No, I have no idea."
No.
But I do remember our call. I really do. And so, why don't you take it back to like, who you were that day and like how you felt when we got, or what you were looking for, I guess, when we got started.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So I had had like a stable job for a couple years that I really loved. And it was just kind of ripped out from underneath me. I went into work one day and was fired. Like halfway through my shift, I had no, like no warning. Didn't know it was coming. And so that was, this might sound like really privileged to me, but I had never been fired before. I had never been fired from a job before. And so that was really new for me. To put it lightly, I panicked. Like I was scared to death. I had lost all of my income. I didn't have any money basically because the job had like paid me just enough, but I was still living paycheck to paycheck. Um, and so I had no income. I had no savings. I had no nothing. My credit cards were all like maxed out. And then I see Jess over here on Facebook. I don't even remember like how we became friends on Facebook. I don't remember who added who or when or like how that even came about. But guys, I kid you not, it just so happened that like within a few days after I'd been fired from my job and I'm like panicking, right? I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do now because where I live, there's not a lot of options, right?
Yeah.
And so I see Jess's post and I'm like, what the hell is this woman doing? What like, because I had done like low ticket, right? I'd done like multiple little low ticket MLMs, like, oh my gosh, the letter writing, the email
Oh
marketing, all,
God.
yeah, yeah. The email marketing, that was a doozy. That one was wild. Um, But so I was like hesitant, obviously, right? Because like all of that had just kind of like it wasn't for me. It wasted my time and my money
Yeah.
for the most
100.
part. But something about like Jess and the way she was talking and the business she was talking about, it really freaking drew me in. And like I said, I was at a moment in my life where I had to do something. Like the bills weren't stopping. Like they were they were still coming in. They didn't give a shit, that I just lost my job.
Yeah.
And so I remember messaging Jess and asking, like, what is it that you're doing? And she kind of like asked me a few questions. I didn't really know what I wanted. I think I actually told you, Jess, that even like a few $100 a month at that point in time would have been amazing. And so Jess is probably like over there, like rolling her eyes at me behind the scenes.
Wait, hold on, here we go.
Here we go, here we go. And then I told her I didn't have any income, and she's like, okay, okay, here's this video,
Oh,
go
we're
watch
so
it.
screwed.
Yeah, yeah. She's like, go watch it, we'll talk later. And I was like, okay. So she sends me this master class, and I'll obviously watch it right away because I'm trying to see what is being done. I and I remember messaging her after I finished it to you guys because
I remember
I
that.
yes, I said, bro, like I am sweating, I am shaking, I feel like I'm gonna puke. Where do I sign?
Literally the exact words. And I
Yeah.
remember like, all right.
Like I don't know how. Like I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I have nothing right now, but I'm gonna find a way to make it work. Um, but yeah, I was very scared, but also very freaking excited, and I was like, let me in. Let me in. Tell me what I gotta do.
Someone, somehow, let me in.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I had to get creative to get started.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of just comes back to, where there's a will, there's a way.
Mm.
Whenever you find something that you feel so aligned with and you feel so drawn towards, like I don't see a lack of having the means as like a roadblock. I don't see that as like a sign to stop. I don't see that as a sign that like this isn't for me. I see that as this is an obstacle because if I can overcome this obstacle, my next level is going to be like 10x.
Yeah. It's
So,
kind of like one of my favorite things to say with people when they come on, up to roadblocks and they're like, I don't know how I'm going to make this work because the average person, they sit back and they're like, oh, well, that must mean it's not meant
mhm.
for me. And that's not necessarily true. And I always tell people when they, are confronted with that is like resistance doesn't mean no, it means find another way.
Yeah,
And like that one path wasn't the right path, but there could be another path. Doesn't mean it's not for you. It's kind of like the idea, where we say like leaders are bridges and bridges are meant to be tested. It's kind of like I don't feel like you always have to be tested, but I do, kind of agree with the idea that sometimes we are tested. Like, are you sure you want to do this? Are you serious? Like you always say you want to do stuff, but this is like are you serious? And sometimes
yeah,
I think that happens too. Or like, do you want to fall back into your old patterns, or are you ready to see things in a new way? And that's like our first obstacle of being stretched to see things in a new way, you know?
right.
And so I love that. Um, and then why don't you tell us what happened after?
So like I said, I had to get a little creative to get started, but I moved things around. I did all the things, made it work. And then I saw no results for a couple months. Nothing. Um, and like I was there, I was showing up, I was going to the trainings, I was, making the posts, adding, doing all the things that we're taught to do. And I wasn't making any sales. And again, I think that's another point that a lot of people would have been like, okay, well, I gave it a month, like it's not working, I'm going to do something else. And that wasn't necessarily the case for me because I was still so excited about this. Like I knew that this was going to be the thing that was going to change my life. I just had to keep going. Like
Yeah.
just because it hasn't happened yet, we don't get to control the when. We don't control the when. And so I really used that time to not only like do the things I needed to do for my business, but also to really like dive into like personal development. A lot of mindset work, a lot of just like healing and growing through things that I needed to heal from. And so like I said, I'm continuing to do all this. I'm still making the posts. And by month 3, like I said, I had made no sales. I'd had some people reach out, but it all just kind of like fizzled out. Never really stuck. And then by month 3, things really started to snowball for me. I got my first sale in my 3rd month. And by the end of that 3rd month, I had made a little over $15,000 in commissions. Um, and it just really continued to go up
Yeah.
each month. And I remember thinking like I was sitting here at my desk opening these checks and crying, and I'm like, you got how is this my life? Like, is this
Happening.
because I didn't come from money. I grew up very, very poor. And no job that I had ever had allowed me to live outside of paycheck to paycheck. And so when you start seeing all of this abundance coming in,
So
it's
much too.
yeah, it's like, is this like, are we for real right now? Are we for real? But yeah, it just continued to really keep snowballing. I went from no sales in my first couple months to hitting 6A in about 6 months. I hit 6A on my second account probably a few months after that. I don't remember the exact timeline, but things really just started to compound. And and again, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that, yeah, in those first few months, even though, like I said, on the outside, like outward appearances, there wasn't a lot of movement. But behind the scenes, like by behind the scenes, I mean like me, like within
Yeah.
me, right? Um, things were moving, things were shifting. And I think I just kind of finally got to a point where I was like physically ready to hold what was about to unlock for me. And you guys, it was incredible. So I had been fired from my job and things weren't really picking up here, right, for those first couple months. So I went and picked up like a little part-time job just to get like a little bit of pocket change until this took off for me. And I dipped out.
Wow.
Yeah, I dipped out. I dipped out.
By the
After
way, thanks for the job, but
yeah,
never
yeah,
mind.
yeah. Like I appreciate you guys. Bless. I will see y'all later. Because my time was better spent here.
Yeah.
It was just better spent here. I was able to help more people by doing this. I was able to better help myself. I was making more income. I was able to have more freedom. I was able to do the things I wanted to do without having to like, oh, well, can you swap shifts with me? I have something I have to do this day, or ooh, can I pick up an extra shift? I really need to get a little bit of extra money on this next paycheck. I didn't have to worry about that anymore.
No.
And it was just so incredible. And I haven't had to go back to work, you guys. It's been almost 2 years and I'm still here. I'm still self-employed. I'm still helping people. It's been so incredible. I don't think I can say that enough.
And what was your highest cash month to date?
My highest cash month.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't like 43,000, I think.
That's fucking insane.
I don't remember the exact number. It was between 43 and 50.
And how much were you making at your job when you got fired?
Like $2,000 a month.
So
So,
what?
yeah, I was panicking over having lost the job where I was making $2,000 a month with no benefits, no like no anything, but it worked out. Like the universe, guys, the universe always freaking has your back. Like as long as you trust like what excites you and what you're feeling pulled towards, like the universe has your back.
Yeah, because it's like I think one of my favorite things is how to say this. So many people come to us, right? And they're like, "Well, I just the time's not right. It's not the right timing. Like it's not like there's all this going on. There's all that going on." And it's like when you really break down all of our top leaders' stories, my story, your story, Tara's story, Leanne's story, like all of the top, most of the top leaders, not everyone, but most, got started in this business in a time where it was not the right fucking timing.
Yeah.
Like the world was kind of crumbling around and it was like, well, I think I'm gonna shoot my shot. And we went for it and then like created these like insane fucking stories. And so what would you say to the person who is like that? Who's like, well, I just need to wait for the right time, or like, oh, we're just so busy with this, or that and that and then like time. Like what would you say?
Yeah. There's never a right time. If you keep waiting for the right time, you're never going to do it. Because like at the end of the day, all we like really have is right now. And if this has like landed on your feed, if you have stumbled upon this at some point, I really think that that is I don't like saying like a sign, but I feel like you're finding it for a reason,
Yeah.
right? You're finding it for a reason. And we tend to get in our heads over it. We start worrying about the what ifs and the wins and and all of these things that we really don't have any control over. But if you feel excited about it, like that is all that you should need. That is all of the encouragement that you should need to take that leap. Because there's never going to be a right time. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. There is always going to be that thing tomorrow or that thing next week or that thing next month. And if you keep waiting for the right time, you're just going to wait forever. And then before you know it, you've lived almost all of your life struggling or busting your ass for somebody else and to look back and realize you never did the thing, like you never took the chance. You never even gave yourself a freaking chance.
Mm,
And you
no.
have to give yourself the chance because I know the saying is really cliche, but you do miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Like,
No, it's so true. I mean, I sometimes, as sad as it is, and if there's people watching this who have been following me for a long time, sorry, not sorry. But sometimes I do stop and I think about like the people who have told me, yeah, like I love it and I love the idea and the potential, but like now's not the right time. Like, well, I'll connect with you later, and they're just like not willing to budge. Sometimes I think about it and I'm like, I've been doing this for 4 years now. Like, where are you now? Like you've
yeah.
seen me live this whole life in these last 4 years. Like, where are you now? And the thing is that the people always say, and guys, I
Mm-hmm.
have so many
Yep.
messages, it's not even funny. The people who come back, whether it's a month later, 6 months later, a year later, you guys, again, I've been doing this for a long time. I have people who come back 4 years later, and they're always like, "It's time." When they say it's finally time, they're like, "The only thing I regret is that I wish I would have done it when I first found you." Like I
Yep.
kid you not, almost every time someone partners with me and then they get in and they see the training and we start running and we start having movement, they always say, "Man, I wish I would
Yeah.
have found this sooner."
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I would have started when I first saw it instead of sitting on it because we do. We get in our heads. Like that's human.
Yeah.
But you have to move past those fears. You have to make that decision from a place of what feels right for you and not from a place of fear.
Because fear just keeps us small, and you're not going to ever live an extraordinary life when you allow fear to kind of drive the bus. It's
Yeah.
kind of like I always say, well, I don't always say, I didn't create it, but my mentor always says, and now I always say, because it's so fucking true, is that one thing that we're always doing, right, as humans, we're always running away from pain or fear and running towards pleasure. But we're always running away from disappointment, fear, pain, which really makes it, that's pretty much what we're always doing. We're not actually running towards pleasure that often because pleasure towards for like the normal person is like sitting on the couch and like zoning
Yeah.
out, right?
Yeah.
Like coping, right? So when we're running away from fear and we're running away from like this maybe experiencing some sort of disappointment, all it leads to is a disappointing life. We're like trying to avoid disappointment. And then we look back when we're 70, 80 years old and we're like, fuck, our whole life was a disappointment because we didn't do any of the things that we said that we could have done or wanted to do or, wanted to experience. And it's like nothing changes if nothing changes. And I think that's the biggest thing to remember is that you could sit and say, you know, well, yeah, I want to make $5,000 a month. I want to make $10,000 a month. I'd love to make the money that you're making, but, and there's always that but,
Yeah.
right? Like that first part should be enough of the fuel for the fire to at least go for it. Like we have to go for it. We're only
Yeah.
here
You,
one
you
time.
have to you have to step into the unknown, because if you don't ever step into something that's unknown for you, you're only going to continue doing what's known for you, which is your day-to-day life you're already living. Nothing will change.
Yeah. And it's so much more exciting. Like I always say is, you're gonna go through pain. You're gonna go through failures. You're gonna go through things like that, but you're gonna do that in your normal life anyway. And
Yeah.
so for me, when I got started in this business, I wanted to make an additional $3,000 per month to just stay home with my kids and just be home. And I never thought that it would lead to the life that I fucking live today. Like, I mean, it maybe helps that I'm a non-specific manifester, but like, I would never have manifested the things that I manifested over the last couple years because I had no idea that these things were even possible in my lifetime. Like, had no idea. And so I just think it's so sad how many people completely disregard what they could do their entire lives because of fear.
Yeah.
So with that, what can we expect from you? Where are we going from here? What are the things?
Next up is 6A2. I am like pushing for that so hard. This year has been, it's had its ups and downs. What
Been
with
a
like
year, by the way.
it has been a year.
So we've
I actually, yeah, I actually saw somewhere that like 2025, like in like numerology, is like the
got the
year of
snake.
like, huh?
The year of the snake.
Yeah, but it's like in numerology, it's like the year of like things breaking down so that in 2026 things can rebuild even better. In a nutshell.
One can
In a
hope because it's been
nutshell.
been a rough year.
No, it's going to. It's going to. We got this. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep growing. Like I said, next up is 6A2, but I'm not planning to stop there by any means. I want to continue growing my business. I want to continue like helping other people. I want to continue helping other people find that same freedom that I found and get out of like whatever situation they're in that like they want out of. That doesn't even necessarily have to mean quitting your job. Like if you're super passionate about your job and you love it, by all means, like please continue doing that. But just having the freedom to have options, to help your family, to send your kids to school, to take the vacations, whatever it is that they want to do without having to like try to budget for it. Um, I want to continue changing lives. Like I want mine to continue changing, my family's, other people's, and I'm just gonna keep growing. This is my home. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, and
When
I know you've had a hard year. I mean, we've all had, I mean, all of the leaders have had a year this year after what we experienced last December. So,
Yeah.
like, what were some of your biggest, lessons or takeaways from this year of growth and duality and all things?
Man, there's been a lot of lessons this year, you guys, and that is like putting it lightly.
Yeah.
Um, the one and it's even one that I'm still really working through, right? Because like I'm human, is learning not to live in, I don't want to say not to live in the past, but not to continue like dwelling on things that have happened to you that are out of your control.
Mm.
Because the more you continue to, dwell on things that have happened, that's only going to make that continue happening for you. Like that's going to keep that your reality rather than actually, just saying, okay, like this happened. There's a reason for it. I may not be sure why yet, but there's a reason for it. and just continuing to go forward. Really just learning to reflect and not stay stuck because of things that have happened.
Hmm.
I think that's probably one of my biggest lessons.
And I think the important thing with that, something I was actually thinking about literally just last night was the identity, right? We only create based on the identity that we hold. And sometimes when we have experiences that shake our identity, right? Like we go from leading and it being easy, we have a massive team, everyone's like ride or dies, and we have like, a separation or people leave our energy or people leave our life, whether it's, business partners, or, significant others, family, friends, it doesn't matter. If when people leave, it's like sometimes if it was, I think traumatic is a big word to use, but low key kind of traumatic, right? Because it fucks with our
Yeah.
nervous system so hardcore. It's like, then we shift our identity to that. Right. And it's like, oh, well, people always leave, or, this always happens. Or when we assume the identity that this is hard when it didn't used to be hard. And like, that's the identity that we shift into and we like create that story, then we create more of that. So
Yeah.
it's again, remember, at least for me, it's like remembering the identity that I want to be in. Right. So for people who don't know, like we've had a really hard year. We've had a couple separations. We've had, people just be horrible to us. We've had a lot happen on top of losing our accounts and on top of fucking
Yeah.
rebuilding
Yeah.
everything.
On top of everything else.
There's been a lot going on. But again, I think for me, like I think it's the year of the snake in like Chinese, whatever. It's like the year of the snake, which is like shedding, like
Yeah.
not getting rid of, it sounds rough, but like the people who are not meant for you falling off, the people, separation require elevation requires separation. The people who are meant for us, go do their own thing. Like not everyone's meant for us for a lifetime. But for me, I realized even last night, I was thinking about this and I was like, man, I've really taken on the identity that this is hard. That scaling on TikTok is hard. That scaling on YouTube is hard. That it's hard to do this while I'm also running the whole organization. And like I've kind of assumed that identity. So it's like, well, no, fuck
Yeah.
that. The
Yeah.
identity is that it's easy, it's fun, it's flow. Leads are coming in all of the time. Sales are coming in all the time. It's easy for me to bring in 10 quads a month and also run Babs. Like it's easy for me to run Wealthy Women Playbook while I run Babs and bring in leads. Like it's easy for me to do, retreats and things like that while I'm also doing this. Like that's the identity that I'm choosing to assume because scaling to 200, $300,000 a month is going to be easy. Like that's a way more fun identity to play in
Yeah.
than this is
Yeah.
hard because we've been
Yeah.
playing it all year,
Yeah.
you know? And so I think that that's just such a hard lesson to learn. And I think, on top of the duality of everything we've had to experience this year, is like when we go through hard times, again, it's what wisdom can we gain from it? Because if we truly believe, especially us too, like if we truly believe the manifestation prayer that it's this or something better and that everything is happening for us and not to us, like we have to believe that. We can't just
Yeah.
teach people that and then on the back end be like, but it all fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And it's
Yes.
so it's like why is this happening? It's like it's happening for our good, making us better mentors, better coaches, better leaders, better humans, learning more, being white, we're wiser, like
Yeah.
there can be so much abundance and growth inside of the pain and the heartache.
Yeah. Yeah. It's happening for a reason. Even if the reason hasn't maybe made itself like abundantly clear yet, it will be better like on the other side. It's happening for a reason.
Always. And it's always
Yeah.
something good
Yes.
for our benefit.
Yes. Clearing out the old energy so we can bring in new energy.
Speaking of, today is the first of the month on a Monday, which is my favorite
Yeah.
day. I love
Yeah.
when a Monday falls on the first of the month. Don't forget to
Yeah.
blow cinnamon in your door because I have already remembered.
I love that. Love
But
that.
no, I love that. Thank you so much for, just being here and sharing your story and, where you're gonna go because even if this has been a rough year, like it's still been beautiful. Like you haven't
Yeah.
had to go back, we got to go to
Mhm.
California, like we got to go to convention. There's so much good that comes out of it.
And you
And
have a retreat coming up. Oh, I'm so
yeah.
sad. I wish I could be there.
I
Ah,
know. I'm so sad that you're not going to be there either because it's going
that's
to be
okay. I will live vicariously through your all's pictures.
and then next year we'll have more retreats
Yeah.
and we'll do all of the things. Me and Tara are already
Yeah.
planning it all.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
I am so excited. And then I guess is there anything else that you want to say to anyone who's watching this who's like, I don't know about high ticket or I don't know about that thing. It sounds scary.
Yeah. Yeah. like I said, I would really say just follow what you're feeling pulled towards. Like, don't get in your head too much about it. It's easy to get excited when you first see it, and then you start overthinking things, and the what ifs come up, and you start letting those fears and the conditioning and the doubts and everything creep in, and then it keeps you stuck. It keeps you stuck right where you are. And so really just making that decision from a place of what excites you,
Mm.
what feels exciting to you. Um, and just seeing the vision. Like I can be 100% honest in saying that whenever I was working my old job, I didn't really have like a vision for my future because I was just kind of, where I was. But then as soon as I saw the potential here, I caught the vision very quickly. I caught it very quickly. And you have to go towards that. You have to go towards your vision.
Mm. It's like trusting that intuition. Like when you
Yep.
have that feeling, that hit of like, ooh, this is
Hmm.
exciting, and then you
Yeah.
let your brain kick in and talk you out of it.
Hmm.
That's what we got to like catch in the loop
Yeah.
what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Cool.
For sure.
Well, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Let's give Amanda some loves in the comments and in the chat. People have been on. Thank you, Queens, for being here. And then much more to come because we're going to be celebrating
Yes.
day 2 and then dash 2 and all of the things moving forward.
Things, all the things, all the things. Oh my gosh.
All
Love
right.
you so
I love you so